Let's go through this exercise very quickly. Please remember that this is our last week of classes, which means that next Monday, we are just meeting for the listening exam. And when the listening exam is over, I'm handing you in the language exam and the reading exam, because the writing exam, I'm going to explain or give the instructions to you. No, you have done it, right? The listening, you have uploaded. Have you uploaded your videos or not? I know you are uploading a video. Okay, so you're giving that, you're handing in that on Friday. I'm also giving you the instructions of the writing exam on Friday or Wednesday. It depends when we finish, and that's it. Okay. So now what we have here is that we have to complete the sentences using the correct form of the verbs in brackets. The idea is to use could or might if possible. Please remember that we are practicing here the third conditional, okay? So, Shevel, would you please do number 1? Shevel, I think your mic is off. Good morning, Monica. Good morning. Who else haven't I say good morning? Good morning. So can you help us with number 1, please?
Yes, teacher. If they had planned, then they might have success. When the robbery better, they might have
succeeded. Okay, so there are many possibilities here, because please remember that we could use different modals. Okay, in the first part, in the if clause, if they had planned the robbery better, they would, might, could have succeeded. Okay, so pueden haber utilizado would, might o could. Y luego el verbo el have y el verbo en pasado participio. Okay, so thank you, Monica. Ricardo, please, would you please try to do number 2, the second?
Yes, teacher. If the police had acted more quickly, they could have prevented the robbery.
Okay. So, if the police had acted more quickly, yes, they would, might, could have prevented the robbery. Yes, you're right. So again, here we could have used would, might, and could. ¿De qué va a depender que yo puedo utilizar would, might, y could? Porque again, please be careful with the context. No todos los contextos me lo van a permitir. So what it depends on, sorry, again and always with what I want to say. Acuérdense del significado del would, del might y del could. ¿Qué significan? Porque eso es parte también de la oración para poder yo decidir qué modal es el que utilizo. Okay? Thank you. Alberto, would you please do number 3?
Yes, teacher. If he hadn't, if he hadn't drove so fast, he might not have an accident.
Okay, so which is the past participle of drive?
Drive. It is driven.
Driven, okay? So if he hadn't driven so fast, he wouldn't have or might not have had the accident, okay? Both of them are possible here, okay? Good, okay. Thank you, Alberto. Arlette, please, number 4.
The crime rate wouldn't have increased if the last government's policy had been more efficient.
So the crime rate wouldn't have or might not have increased if the last government's policy had been more efficient. Y lo que quiere decir es que no lo fueron, por eso incrementó el crime rate. Okay? Thank you. Esther, please, what about number 5?
The police wouldn't have catched it if he hadn't his fingerprints on the door.
Here we have to be careful to remember the past participle forms of certain verbs, porque catch is not a regular verb. It is an irregular verb. ¿Cuál es el pasado participio de catch? Anyone? Caught. Acuérdense que aunque se escribe caught, pues no todo, there are silent words. Entonces es caught, ¿ok? Es esa O invertida, abierta, caught, ¿ok? So the police might not, or couldn't have caught him if he had not left, or if he hadn't left his fingerprints on the door, okay? Good. Problems, questions, or complaints up to here, guys? So please, if you don't remember your verbs in past participle, you need to remember which are the regular and which are the irregular verbs, okay? Good, thank you. Now just give me a minute, please. Okay, so just give me a second. Now the following exercise is exercise on the same page. We have exercise number 8, and the instruction says, make a conditional sentence. Just give me a second so I can share it with you. Make a conditional sentence beginning with if for each of the following situations below. Okay, so now, Brenda, would you please do the first?
Okay. If the
negotiator
if the negotiator had reacted to the hostage crisis quickly, the hostage might not die.
Okay, so if the negotiator had reacted to the hostage crisis quickly, the hostage wouldn't have died, which means that they died. Okay? Entonces, if the negotiator had reacted to the hostage crisis quickly, the hostage wouldn't have died. Aquí, sorry guys, I forgot a preposition to. Had reacted to the hostage crisis quickly. Okay, me faltó un to. Okay, thank you. Carla, please, what about number 2?
Yes, teacher, number 2. If the police had acted... If the police had acted... how do you say?
Decisively.
Decisively, thank you. The criminal wouldn't have escaped.
Exactly. Why? Because the police didn't act decisively, therefore the criminal escaped. Okay, so if the police had acted decisively, the criminal wouldn't have escaped. Okay, good, thank you. Jonathan, please, number 3. Is Jonathan? Yeah. Pero aquí would have been será porque Mr. Wesley was not satisfied. Entonces, por eso la oración en condicional tiene que estar en positivo, ¿ok? Si no se hubiese. Ajá. Entonces, if the police had apologized, which they didn't, Mr. Wesley would have been satisfied, which he wasn't. Okay, él estaba muy molesto. Okay, good, thank you. Anna, please, next, number 4.
Yes, teacher. If the robber had not forgotten to take a map, he wouldn't got lost, would have would have lost.
Again.
Okay. If the robber hadn't forgot to take a map, he would have got lost.
No, porque lo que está diciendo es que si se perdió.
He wouldn't.
Ok. Digo que no sé, la primera fue, exactly. Entonces sería, if the robber had taken a map, he wouldn't have got lost. Got, bueno, get es un verbo que puede ser got en forma irregular o puede ser también gotten. Ok, dependiendo de inglés americano o inglés británico, ambas son posibles. Ok, pero entonces, ¿por qué? Porque él sí se perdió porque olvidó su mapa. Entonces, si él hubiese traído un mapa o si él no hubiese olvidado también puede ser, pero vamos a tener que cambiar el verbo. He wouldn't have got lost but the thing is, he got lost because he forgot the map. Okay, good, thank you. Manuel, please, number 5.
Yes, if the thief had run fast, the police wouldn't have caught him.
Okay, so if the thief had run fast, okay, give me a minute. So if the thief had run faster, the police wouldn't have caught him. Okay, yes, thank you. Okay, so Alejandro, please, the last one, number 6.
If the court hadn't realized the prisoner early, the police officer wouldn't have been injured by the thief.
Injured. Okay, so released.
Okay, released.
The verb is released. Okay, good. So if the court hadn't released the prisoner early, he wouldn't have injured 2 police officers, okay? Because he was released earlier and he injured 2 police officers, okay? Entonces, ¿qué pudo haber sucedido si no se hubiese dado la condición, okay? So problems, questions, or complaints regarding the third conditional, guys?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes, sure.
So in the fourth answer, it could be if the robber hadn't forgot to take a map, he wouldn't have got lost.
He wouldn't, if the robber hadn't forgotten to take a map. Porque el verbo tiene que ser en pasado participio, entonces forgotten. Yes, it's possible too. But then, as I said, you had to change the verb. So guys, as I keep telling you over and over and over, the most important thing regarding any form or any word in English is the meaning. What do I mean? Okay, entonces se vuelven las cosas más complicadas porque si yo nada más me aprendo, es que el tercer condicional siempre es el if con el pasado perfecto, con un modal y luego el have y luego un verbo en pasado participio. Eso está bien, porque pues digamos que es el principio, pero no me puedo quedar nada más con eso. Tengo que recordar de qué tiempo estoy hablando, en qué tiempo se está dando la condición y qué pasa con el resultado. ¿Ok? ¿Por qué? Porque aquí ya estamos incluso entrando con mayor fuerza con el uso de los negativos. Entonces, tiene que tener sentido lo que sea que yo diga. Este es un condicional muy utilizado. Bueno, todos los condicionales son utilizados, pero además, el siguiente semestre vamos a agregar, as I said, los mixed conditionals. Y ahí sí, dolorón de cabeza si esto no me ha quedado claro. ¿Ok? Entonces, problems, questions, or complaints up to here? So guys, we have an exercise at the end of your book in extra language reference that we are going to check next class, ¿ok? Entonces, por favor, vayan empezando a trabajar en él para que vayan practicando. Al final de su libro, I don't remember, page 140, no, 7, 48, 40, it has to be 49, 149, okay? I am not pretty sure. So if there are no problems, no question, no complaints, we are going to do the following exercise. The following exercise is an speaking practice exercise where I want you to use the third conditional in a spoken form. Pero necesito también que, y si les sirve, que tomen notitas. Entonces la instrucción del libro dice, just give me a second, please, to share my book with you. The instruction says, read the following statements. Decide if you agree or disagree with each statement. Make notes to support your position. Entonces, criminals are born, not made. I think I agree that criminals are born, not made, because if criminals, blah, 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 what would happen? Okay, entonces para eso quiero que utilicen el tercer condicional to support your supposition. If you disagree on this, you have to explain why. So to support it, you need to use the third conditional. Okay, entonces, please guys, one person is speaking, the other person is listening to check whether the third conditional was accurately used. Okay, so this is what you are doing right now. We're working in pairs or in trios, it depends, to do this activity. Okay, it's a speaking activity and I'll go through exercises, so through the teams, checking. Okay, so just give me a second. Breakout rooms. 2 to 3. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 trios and 1 couple. Okay, so see you guys in 2 or 3 minutes. Okay.
Morning.
Hi, good morning. The 9A.
Have proven. So if it's true that criminals are born, not made, what would be different? Or what would happen? Yes, Yes, but what I'm trying to ask you is to try to use the third conditional to express what would happen if what you say is right or wrong. So if it's true that criminals are made, not born, what would be different, or the other way around? Yes, if you say, for example, something like, if criminals are born, no, you say you disagree. Entonces, bueno, es que hay dos posibilidades. If criminals are born, not made, what would be different? Well, the third or the second, because it depends on what you want to say. No podemos forzar las cosas. A veces es más natural con el segundo o con el primero que con el tercero, but it depends. Isn't doing anything to prevent people from committing crimes, to prevent people from doing crimes or committing crimes.
I think, for example, if criminals were born, not made, there will be a lot of criminals and we will be judging people without know them.
If criminals are born, not made, they will steal, creo que es steal a lot. It will be a lot of criminals, I think. Yes. If the criminals hadn't been lazy, they will have a good. They will have. They will have had. I think. Yes, have had a better work.
Yeah, I agree with both of you. I think that if criminals weren't greedy or lazy, they will get an honest job.
I don't know what it means the rate, because I don't know if it refers that doesn't pay that if one criminal commit a crime, they for example the boss pay them, or if the criminal commit a crime, they will have to be uh, with the law. I don't know. Bueno, a lo que me refiero es que no sé si se refiere a que, por ejemplo, si cometen un crimen, así como que reciben un pago, o si cometen un crimen, tienen que
I agree with you.
If petty criminal crimes hadn't been I, if petty crimes hadn't been dangerous, the crimes wouldn't have been murder.
I think that if three crimes hadn't led to serious crimes, there aren't there wouldn't be people who kill other in a row, and that's all.
Ya regresamos. Bueno, no sé si Carla quiere agregar algo.
No, está bien. Bueno.
Okay, guys, so welcome back. Okay, guys, so we are not going to go through all these questions you were discussing in teams because there, as I said to some of the teams, there are no right or wrong answers for these statements, okay? The idea was just to discuss whether you agree or you disagree, because in the end, you are entitled to your own opinions as long as you can support your position, okay? So we always need to be able to support our opinions. Now, in terms of these statements, there is neither also a right conditional to use, okay? Because it depends, as I always keep saying, on what is it that we want to explain or what is it that we want to say, okay? So anyhow, I heard some interesting answers on this, okay? So that is the important aspect of this activity, being able to back up or to support your position. The more you know about a certain topic, the easier it is to support that information. It doesn't matter whether you are speaking or whether you are writing a paper, okay? So this is an important aspect to remember, porque para los escritos que tengan que hacer de aquí en adelante, especialmente de este último ensayo que vamos a hacer y en el próximo semestre, ya empezamos a trabajar mucho con supporting your position, ¿ok? Entonces, para poder apoyar su opinión, tienen que tener información. Like we say in Spanish, pues si vamos a decir algo es porque tenemos los pelos de la burra en la mano y podemos decir de qué color es la burra. ¿Ok? De otra manera, no se vale inventar información. So this is what this activity is about. If you think that criminals are born not made, you have to back up that information. If you think that most criminals are either greedy or lazy, you need at least the statistics. According to INEGI, people rob because they are lazy or because they are greedy. I don't know, 9 out of 10 robbers end up in robbery because they are greedy. Entonces, ese tipo de información es la que ustedes tienen que encontrar para poder dar su opinión. Once a criminal, always a criminal. También, sí, no es que no tengamos derecho a decir nuestra opinión, pero si voy a decir mi opinión, lo ideal es que estuviera súper bien apoyada en algo, en información, estadísticas, textos que han leído, no porque se los dijo un taxista, lo escucharon en la tele así de oídas, no. Tienen que saber de dónde viene esa información. That's the important thing, okay? Now, the following lesson, it's a very interesting lesson. I think it's a funny one because if you remember at the beginning of this unit, we started talking about dumb robbers. In the second lesson, we started talking about why is it that people commit crimes. This lesson is about spectacular robberies and has to do with one of the statements before. The statement said crime doesn't pay. So you see, most criminals end up in jail or being chased. A eso se refería esta frase. El crimen nunca paga, es decir, o paga mal, ¿ok? Entonces, this lesson is about spectacular robberies que no necesariamente funcionen, pero espectacular quiere decir toda esta parafernalia que sucede alrededor del crimen y la persecución, like if it were a movie, okay? Entonces, here you have a picture, and what is it that you can see in this picture? Anyone, what can you see, guys, in this picture?
It's a guy, or well, a policeman who is searching something or investigating something, could be, and in a helicopter. I don't know how to say it. Helicopter. A helicopter that is in a way, maybe in a forest, or but the picture doesn't show us that it's an accident or something like that. So
okay, so yes, you can see it's in the middle of nowhere probably because you can see the woods there. And yes, there's a police officer, there's a helicopter, etc. Okay, so now you had to read the newspaper report quickly. This is a newspaper report. Then without looking back at the text, you have to put the events below in the correct order. Okay, so there shouldn't be lots of problems to do this exercise because it's kind of like logic on what is that happened. Okay, so Angel, what do you think happened first? From all these letters you have here, A, B, C, D, E, which of these events do you think happens first?
The letter E?
Letter E, would you please read it?
Yes. Robbers land on the roof of the G4S cash depot.
Cash depot, okay, entonces, robbers landed, please remember, ed ending, porque land termina en D, entonces landed, entonces robbers landed on the roof of the G4S cash depot. Okay, good. That was the first event. Thank you. Jennifer, please, what about the second event? Which was the second event? What happens next? Or what happened next?
Robbers smash windows.
Exactly. Okay, so number one, robbers landed on the roof of the G4S cash depot, and then robbers smashed windows. Okay, good. Thank you. Cheryl, what happened next? What was number three?
There were several loud bangs.
Exactly. Entonces, robbers smashed the windows and there were several loud bangs. Okay, good. Ricardo, what happened next? Please.
Bags of money were loaded into the helicopters.
Yes, good. Thank you. Alberto, what happened next? Which was the fifth event?
Police found stolen helicopter 15 miles from the crime scene.
Exactly. So bags of money were loaded into the helicopters and then the police found the stolen helicopter 15 miles away from the crime scene. Okay, good. Thank you. Arlette, what happened last?
The company offered a reward.
The company offered a reward. El estrés va en la última sílaba. Entonces, the company offered a reward. Okay, good, guys. So you see, good journalists try to answer the following questions. Who, what, where, why, and how. That's why the WH words are so important. Porque hay textos como este que es un newspaper report. This is a kind of paper in which you need to find the answers to all of these questions, okay? Entonces, Esther, who committed the crime?
A gang.
Okay, a gang. Thank you. Monica, please, what happened?
They use
but who?
What?
Sí, what happened? What happened? Entonces la pregunta es, si incluye what happened, entonces ¿quiénes son they?
The gang.
And what did they do?
Yeah.
So the gang, what did they do?
The gang robbed or the helicopter or
did they rob the helicopter or did they arrive in the helicopter?
And they arrive in the helicopter, ¿no?
Pero entonces, ¿qué sucedió? ¿Cómo resumirías qué sucedió? What happened? The gang what?
They I don't know.
Brenda, can you help, please?
The gang is what, right? The gang land from a helicopter, bags of money from...
No, they stole bags of money.
Yep.
Okay, entonces the gang stole money, bags of money. Yes or no, or what happened?
Yes, but from a helicopter.
Okay, so they jumped out from a helicopter to the roof of a cash depot. Okay, so that's what happened.
Okay.
Okay. Entonces organicemos nuestras ideitas. Okay, perfecto. Okay, good. The next question is where? Okay, so Carla, where did it happen?
There was a rob in...
But where? There was a robbery where?
In the Baster.
Basberga area. Okay, in which country?
I don't know.
Jonathan, where? In which country? In Sweden. Okay, good. That's the where. Okay, good. When? Anna, please.
I don't know, teacher. It's at 5 a.m.
At 5 a.m. We probably don't have the exact date, okay? But yes, we know that it was at 5 a.m. in the morning, okay? So why did they steal the money? Manuel, please, does it say, or why did it happen? Does it say?
I think the text doesn't say why.
Okay, what about how? How did they commit the robbery? Does it say, Manuel?
Well, I think the gang jumped out from
onto the roof,
and then onto the roof, and then smashed windows and attack the security staff. And then they stole the bags with the money.
Okay, so there were many things that happened. Okay, so yes, it says here the masked gunmen jumped out on the roof of the G4S cash depot in the Vasverga area. Then it says smashed windows and made their way inside. Okay, then it says once the gang was inside, witnesses heard several loud bangs, okay? Then the helicopter hovered for 15 minutes waiting for the men to load bags of the stolen cash from the top of the roof. So they loaded the bags and then they loaded the helicopter, okay? Then it says they pulled the money up on the rope. And then it says they left they left a bag marked with bomb. Okay, so that's why they were not able to chase, the police were not able to chase them. Okay, and then the police found the helicopter abandoned, okay, on the road near the depot. Okay, so you see, this is what actually happens. This is how the events happened in the story. Okay, now the following exercise says, looking at the genre, the following language features are often found in newspaper reports. You use present perfect, you use reported speech, you use direct speech, and the idea is to find examples of these features in the report, okay? So let's see, Alejandro, can you show us some examples of present perfect found in the reading, please?
Yes, teacher. It is one in the first paragraph. It says Sweden has seen its fair share of betting cash robbery.
Okay, so yes, this is an example of present perfect. Any other example of present perfect?
There's someone in the fourth paragraph, but I think that's from reported speech or direct speech.
Yes, the reported speech, because explosives, no, sorry, this is not reported speech. This is example of passive voice. The explosives had been put, okay? It's passive, sorry, it's present perfect, but it's in passive voice. Okay, porque los explosivos no se pusieron solos. Alguien los había puesto ahí, okay? Any other example of present perfect? Alejandro?
Below that sentence is another example. It says, we found what we believe is a light bomb.
Exactly. Sorry, we have found. Yes, we've found. So yes, this is another example of present perfect. Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. So Angel, what about reported speech and direct speech? Can you give us some examples you found?
Yes. in the paragraph 6, in the line
6.
3, representatives said that the gang had made off with an unconfirmed sum of money.
Exactly. Okay, so you see, here we have an example of reported speech and direct speech. Si está entre comillas, son sus exactas palabras. Eso es direct speech. Pero si dice a representative said, entonces eso es reported speech. ¿Ok? Porque aquí se utiliza, o sea, dice a representative said the gang had made off. También es un ejemplo de present perfect here had made off with an unconfirmed sum of money, porque esas fueron sus palabras textuales. Okay, good. Thank you, Ángel. Jenny, another example of reported speech or direct speech in the reading? Jennifer, can you help?
She said that she doesn't have microphone, teacher.
Okay. So Jennifer, can you help? Jennifer Martinez?
They have already says the one that I underlined, so I'm searching for more.
Here in the fourth paragraph, we have director.
Sorry, Monica, what did you say? Where?
In the fourth paragraph.
In the fourth paragraph. Here we have examples. Yes?
Direct speech. We what we believe is a.
It's already underlined.
Okay, so we found what we believe is a live bomb. A police spokesman, Richard Johnson, said. Entonces, again, this is a mixture, okay? Because if we have quoting marks, that means it's direct speech. Pero también aquí tenemos un reported speech. Y luego también dice aquí, I've never experienced anything like it. Quoting marks, said a police officer. Another officer added, what we know is that they broke down some kind of wall to get in. We don't want to comment on how they did it, okay? Entonces, tiene reported speech, pero también tiene direct speech porque tiene the actual words, okay? Good, thank you guys. So, you see, whenever we write, whenever we speak, we use a combination of different tenses. Aquí estamos hablando de present perfect, pero también tenemos past simple, because remember that past simple is used to describe main events in a story. So, for example, you have here, the masked gunman jumped out to the roof of the G4S cash depot in Vasverga area just after 5 a.m. El siguiente paso was they smashed windows and made their way inside. Okay? Entonces aquí ya tienen el uso de pasado simple porque estamos narrando eventos que sucedieron one after the other. Okay? So, problems, questions, or complaints here, guys, about any vocabulary or anything else in the reading?
Yes, teacher. Yes.
Sure.
But in paragraph 3, say at the end, battering ram. What is battering ram?
Paragraph 3. I think it's a tool, but I am not sure what kind of tool is it. I'll check the meaning of it. Okay, just give me a second and I'll check. Okay.
Yes.
So okay, I'll check in a minute. Okay, sure. Guys. Yes.
It could be like, for example, a hammer or something like that to open the doors.
That's what I'm thinking, but I don't know if it's a very specific instrument. Let me check. Es que, okay. Sí suena como a eso, que algo que utiliza para golpear. It says, it's a heavy beam, originally with an end in the form of a carved ram's head, formerly used in breaching fortifications. Ha de ser como un pico. como un pico que los que utilizan para romper la piedra. Porque dice, the police team was desperately trying to enter the cash depot with a battering ram. Yes, that's what I think. Es como más que un martillo, es un pico.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
También, perdón, por la descripción parecía que es un pico, pero es un ariete. ¿Ariete? No sé, nunca he visto una cosa de esas. Sí, debe ser como una especie de pico.
Okay. Thank you, teacher.
Sí, algo así, porque se utilizaba en los tiempos medievales y tiene como una punta y sirve para romper las paredes o algo así, o las puertas. Okay? Okay, guys. So now we have another vocabulary. We have one vocabulary exercise. You have to find the words in the text that mean the following. Entonces, Chevel, would you please read the first meaning and then tell us which word is the one you found?
Yes, teacher. Money in the form of coins and notes, cash.
Cash. Please remember that in British English, notes it's bills. Notes are bills. Okay? Bills. Entonces, todo el dinero in the form of coins and notes is cash. Okay? Good, thank you. Ricardo, please, number 2.
A surprise attack on a bank or shop to steal things, robberies?
No, because this is a surprise attack. Bueno, no que los robos no sean sorpresivos, pero tienen otro nombre cuando son sorpresivos. And yes, it is a surprise attack. Y que llegan así como varios. Entonces, sí puede ser robbery, pero de una manera más específica. Alberto, have you found it?
I put the same as Ricardo, cash robberies.
No, you see, let me see. I have it here. Well, I'm going to tell you in a minute, okay? Just give me a second. Okay, then it says,
I don't know how to pronounce it. It's raid or right?
Raid.
Raid.
It's a raid, okay? We're going to check it in context. Just give me a minute and we're going to check it, okay? Thank you. Arleth, please, what about next? Number 3.
A group of criminals who work together. Team.
No, porque teams no necesariamente es criminales. Entonces, ¿cómo se le llama a un grupo de criminales que trabajan juntos? Esther, can you help? Please.
Gang.
A gang, okay? So yes, gang is always a bad thing, okay? Because there's a group of criminals, they work together, it's called a gang, okay? Good, thank you. Monica, please, number 4.
Yes, teacher. People who see a crime or accident and can say what happened. Like the first line,
Witnesses, okay? Witnesses. Okay, good. Number 5, please, Brenda.
My teacher, this, maybe, I don't know. No stuff?
But read the meaning of number 5,
sorry.
please.
People who try to find out about a crime or accident as a part of their job. Staff. Investigator.
Exactly, an investigator, because investigators are the people who try to find out about a crime or accident as part of their job. This is what they do as a job. Okay, good, thank you. Number 6, please, Carla.
Yes, teacher, number 6, money that is given to someone to solve them for doing something, a reward.
To thank them, okay? To thank them for doing something, yes, it's a reward. So you see, guys, in the reading, you have all these words, okay? Sweden has seen its fair share of daring cash robberies in recent years. Please remember the meaning of cash: money in the form of coins and notes, bills, okay? So this is a cash, okay? Then it says, the latest raid was by a gang that landed from a helicopter onto the top of the roof of a cash depot in Stockholm and left with bags of money. So this is also where your answers, where many of your questions were answered, okay? So you see raid, a surprise attack on a bank or shop to steal things. And then you have gang, a group of criminals who work together. Y entonces también aquí se contesta la pregunta de what happened? Well, a gang landed from a helicopter onto the roof of a cash depot in Stockholm and left with bags of money. También se responde la pregunta where? Stockholm, okay, in Sweden, okay, good. Then you have, I know this is not, where is the second, okay. Then you have witnesses. Once the gang was inside, witnesses heard, okay? Then you have number 5, no staff were injured in the robbery, investigators said, because they are the people who find out about crimes or accidents as part of their jobs, okay? And then the reward, okay? So they were offered a reward, people were offered a reward for information. Okay, that means money that is given to someone to thank them for doing something. Okay, good. Problems, questions, or complaints regarding vocabulary?
What was the second?
The second was raid. Here, the latest raid, the latest surprise attack. Okay, in this case was on a bank. Okay, good. Okay, guys, so now the following exercise is asking us to complete the report below with the words in exercise 4A, okay? So the first sentence includes 3 words, okay? 1, 2, and 3. So Jonathan, would you please read the first sentence with the right answers, please? Yes. Okay, so it says insurers have offered a large reward for information about the gang who stole up 12 million pounds from a cash processing center. Okay, good, thank you. Anna, would you please do the rest of the paragraph?
Yes, teacher. Up to 7 men were involved in the raid. Police investigators hope that the reward will encourage people to contact them with key information to add to the witnesses' statements they have taken so far.
Okay, good. Just be careful. Here, well, it says up to 7 men were involved in the raid. You're right. People, investigators, this is a compound word, porque no es cualquier investigador, son police investigators, okay? Hope that the reward will encourage people to contact them with key information to add to the witness statements. Cuando witness se junta a otra palabra y se hace un compound, normalmente la primera palabra que, si es un sustantivo, bueno, porque en realidad en inglés recuerden que solo los sustantivos pueden pluralizarse. Pero si yo junto 2 sustantivos, el primer sustantivo no puede ser en plural, tiene que ser en singular. Entonces, aquí sería witness statements. ¿ok? Porque la palabra importante es statements, no witness. Witness nada más me estás viendo como un adjetivo para clasificar qué tipo de statements. En español serían las declaraciones de los testigos, pero en español funcionan diferente. Entonces en español sí puedo pluralizar todos los sustantivos, en inglés no. En inglés sería witness statement, ¿ok? Porque el statement es la que tiene el plural, ¿ok? Entonces por eso nada más puede ser witness statements. Problems, questions, or complaints up to here, guys? Okay.
No, teacher.
So guys, this is the complete report this is the complete report of what happened in the police report, in the newspaper's report on the previous page. Okay, entonces seguimos trabajando con el mismo crimen. Okay. This is an spectacular robbery, okay? Now, in the following exercise, you had to listen to 8 speakers talking about the same incident. Here we're talking about the witnesses, the people who actually saw the crime, okay? So what are they talking about? What details can you remember, okay? So Manuel, what were they talking about and what details can you remember from this listening?
I think they give like their opinion about a crime.
And what was the new information or anything you found interesting that was told in this audio that was not in the previous reports?
I think the interesting part is that they give more information about the raid.
Okay, so you see, guys, in this listening, if you go back to the end of the book, you will find the script of this listening. Okay, so with this, we will be able to check the answers to the following exercise. Just give me a minute, please. Okay, so here it says, listen again and decide which speaker mentioned what. So here we're talking about different kinds of things. Again, well, different kinds of things, but talking about the same crime. Okay, so Alejandro, please, would you please read the first sentence and then tell us which speaker said it, please?
Yes, teacher. Number 8 talks about people in this country and abroad knowing about the crime. It's said by the speaker number one.
It was said by speaker number 1. Okay, good. Thank you. Because they said that the robbers took so much money that everyone in the country and in Europe heard about it. Okay, so they knew about it. Okay, good. Thank you. Angel, would you please read the second statement and tell us who said it?
Yes. Says how much money was stolen. The speaker 8.
Okay, so do you remember how much money was stolen?
Yes, it's 50 million of pounds.
50 million pounds. Yes, you are right. Thank you. Okay, so Jennifer, please, what about the third statement, letter C?
Talks about someone who found some money too. The speaker number 2. The second speaker, yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much. Chevel, please, letter D. Would you please read letter D?
Yes, teacher. Says that some members of the staff weren't careful enough. Speaker 7, number 7.
Speaker number 7. So you see, in speaker number 7, is where you are able to find an example of the third conditional. It says, the security people must have been very careless. The robbers could have been caught easily if the security people were doing their jobs properly, which they didn't. Okay, so that's why the robbers got away with the money. Okay, thank you. Shevel. Ricardo, please, what about next letter is it?
E.
Letter E, please.
Says how big the reward was, number 8.
Okay. No, the reward. That means the money given by the police for the people who help.
2 millions, no sé qué es ese signo.
2 million pounds. Pero ¿quién lo dijo? Which speaker said that?
4.
Speaker number 4, okay? So the reward was 2 million pounds reward. That was the reward. Okay, good, thank you. Alberto, please, what about letter F?
Letter F, it says too many people were involved. I think it is number 3.
Okay, so yes, it says that they should have involved fewer people, okay? They didn't plan it properly. Again, here we're using the third conditional. They say, basically, they can't have planned it properly. They should have involved fewer people. So if they had involved fewer people, they would have planned it better. Okay, good. Thank you, Alberto. Arlette, please, what about letter G?
Talks about someone who worked there being involved. Number 6.
Number 6, speaker number 6. Okay, so who do they think it was involved? Why do they think that? Or why do the police think there was someone inside involved? That's, I think, a better question.
Because it would be easier if someone works inside information and all of that.
Okay, so that person would be the weakest link. Okay, yes, because they will provide more information. Thank you. Esther, please, the last one, please, letter H.
It's the speaker number 5.
So speaker number 5 talks about tracing banknotes, okay? So it says, banks have become much better at tracking banknotes, so there is a possibility that they might have traced some of the cash. So again, another example of third conditional, okay? Because since the police is getting better, they might have, okay? Good, guys. So now, here, we are using some examples of the third conditional, but as you have noticed, what we are actually working with is with the modals of past deduction, que son algo parecido al tercer condicional, porque lo que estamos utilizando es el tercer modal. El tercer condicional. Por eso utilizamos también los modals for past deduction. Entonces, tienen una idea ahí detrás del tercer condicional. So that's why we saw the third conditional in the previous lesson, okay? Because in terms of form, they are pretty similar, okay? Entonces, probably you have gone through modals of past deduction, okay? But I need you to please remember that we saw modals of present deduction at the beginning of the semester. Entonces, son bastante similares, nada más que el tiempo es diferente. Entonces, look at these opinions from exercise 5 from the speaker's points of view, porque acuérdense que normalmente vemos las cosas desde el speaker points of view. Entonces, answer yes, no, or not sure to the questions that follow each opinion. Okay? Entonces, are we okay? So, Monica, would you please read the first and tell us yes, no, or not sure, please?
teacher. They might have wanted to use the money in Europe. Did they want to use the money in Europe? Yes.
Did they want to use the money in Europe? De acuerdo a la oración dice, they might have wanted to use the money in Europe. Pues de acuerdo a esta oración, did they want to use the money in Europe?
They might have wanted. Yes, they want to use the money. No? No, because it says might, no? So
exactly. Because
it's not sure.
Because it says they might have. Okay, so because of this modal might have, we say we are not sure. Yes. Ahora estamos viendo, they shouldn't have stolen such a large amount of money. Entonces la pregunta es, did they steal a large amount of money? Or they didn't steal the money. ¿De acuerdo a lo que dice la oración?
I say no.
Are you sure? Pues aquí digamos que es, si no es casi si no es Chana es Juana, porque nada más tenemos 3 opciones. La oración dice,
sure, no, y yes.
Exactamente. La oración dice, they shouldn't have stolen such a large amount of money. So did they steal the money?
They steal the money, yes, for a large amount. I don't know. No.
No, pero si la oración lo dice, they shouldn't have stolen such a large amount of money. So did they steal a large amount of money?
But should is in negative form.
Por eso esa es la pregunta. Porque la traducción al español sería, ellos no debieron haber robado tal cantidad de dinero. ¿Lo robaron? Si no debieron haberlo hecho, ¿lo hicieron?
O sea, yes. Yes, they did. But
yes, they did.
A large amount.
Sí, porque eso lo dice la oración. Ellos no debieron haber robado tal cantidad de dinero o tan grande cantidad de dinero o algo así. Ellos no debieron haberlo robado. La pregunta es, ¿lo robaron? Sí, sí lo robaron. Creo que no nos está quedando clara la traducción de la oración. No estamos
No, because I understand that the people who say the sentence say that, yes, here, bueno, they know the Robert stole money, no? But we don't know if was a large or a minor amount of money.
No, that's what actually the sentence is saying. La traducción, te digo, del inglés al español sería, ellos no debieron haber robado tal cantidad de dinero o tan grande cantidad de dinero, no debieron haber robado tan grande cantidad de dinero. Entonces, la pregunta es, ¿robaron esa cantidad de dinero? Pues sí. Sí, porque el shouldn't le pertenece al robo. ¿Pero qué tipo de robo? De la gran cantidad de dinero que se robaron. Porque estamos hablando de how many million? 50 million pounds. ¿Sí? ¿O no? ¿O más o menos?
Más o menos. Okay. I understand when you say the money about the lecture. But when it's only the sentence without context.
Pero ¿qué es lo que te está causando el problema en esta oración?
The large.
Pero ¿por qué es el large? Pero ¿por qué es? Que quiero entender cómo lo estás pensando. ¿Por qué es un problema large amount?
Ajá, because, o sea, yo entiendo que la persona está diciendo que, o sea, que sí robaron. O sea, que la persona entiende que sí robaron. Más que ella cree que no robaron tanto. O sea,
no. Es que no es lo que la persona, no es lo que la persona cree que robaron. Ahí está el problema. No es lo que la persona cree que robaron. Es que la persona cree que no debieron haberse robado tan grande cantidad de dinero. Es decir,
o sea, como
no es lo que cree la
decirle a los
persona.
rateros, así de, no debieron haber robado.
Sí, pero la
eso es
cantidad,
malo.
sí, pero la cantidad de dinero va incluida dentro del robo, pues. O sea, no es que la persona no cree que hayan robado o sí robaron, sino más bien la persona piensa que los ladrones no se debieron haber robado tan grande cantidad de dinero. Pero no tiene que ver con
la persona
cantidad.
piensa que debieron haber robado, pero poquito.
No. Que no debieron haber robado nada en general, pues.
Ajá. Exacto. Ok.
Vamos a ver más adelante si lo entendemos porque eso es importante, ¿ok? Entonces, up to here, guys, any other problem, question, or complaint? Yes, no, maybe.
No, teacher.
A ver, entonces, nada más para que nos quede claro. ¿Qué es deduction? ¿Qué hacemos cuando hacemos, no importa si es presente o pasado, qué hacemos con deduction?
When you are guessing something.
Exactly. When we do present deduction, we are making guesses about the present. Estamos deduciendo sobre el presente. Entonces, por obvias razones, when we do past deduction, we are making guesses about things that happened in the past. Entonces, el acto del robo de la gran cantidad de dinero es lo que ellos no debieron haber hecho. No es lo que cree el hablante como tal, si robaron o no robaron, sino el hablante lo que está expresando es que ellos no debieron de haber cometido ese hecho. ¿Ok? Entonces, por eso es un past deduction. It's about the past. ¿Ok? Good. So, Carla, please, what about sentence 3? Would you please read it?
Yes, teacher. Basically, they can't have planned it properly. Did they plan it properly? No, they didn't.
They didn't plan it properly because according to the speaker, these robbers are dumb. Entonces, algo falló que no lo planearon apropiadamente. Okay, good. Thank you. Jonathan, please, number 5. Read the sentence, please, and then the question. No, the 2 million pound reward. Mm-hmm. That it says might have got. Por eso la pregunta es, did the reward get some informers and other criminals interested? No. La oración dice en español. ¿Cómo se llama? No. Es que ¿cómo
La
se dice reward?
recompensa.
La recompensa, thank you. La recompensa pudo haber interesado a algunos informantes y otros criminales, pero perdón, pudo haber interesado a otros informantes u otros criminales. Entonces la pregunta es, ¿sí se vieron atraídos los criminales y otros informantes por esta recompensa? Dice ahí might have. Dice ahí might have. Acuérdense del uso de los modales. Esto es súper importante. Ya los vimos en presente y ahorita lo estamos viendo en pasado. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? We don't use all of the same modals. Aquí nada más estamos utilizando algunos cuantos, ¿ok? Entonces, Ana, would you please help? In number 5, did the reward get some informers and other criminals interested? Yes, no, or not sure?
Not sure.
Not sure because we're using might.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, thank you. So is it clearer, Jonathan, or not? But because of the might. Okay, el might, ese modal es el que nos pone en duda. Okay, good. Thank you. Number 6, please. Manuel, would you please read number 6?
Yes. Someone with inside knowledge could have been involved. Was someone with inside knowledge involved? I think it's not sure.
Exactly, because of the could. Someone with inside knowledge could have been involved. I'm not 100%, I'm making a guess. Okay, good, thank you. Alejandro, please, next. Number 7.
Yes, they must have been very careless. Were they careless? No, they weren't.
Again, they must have been very careless. So were they careless?
Yes, they were.
Yes, they were careless. Okay, good. Jennifer, please, the last one.
It could have been more successful. Was it successful? Yes, it was successful.
Yes, it was successful.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so problems, questions, or complaints up to here, guys? Speak an hour forever, hold your peace.
Yes, teacher, I have a doubt in when we use couldn't have.
Okay, no, wait, where's the one? Okay, okay, so you see, we are going to check that in the following exercise, okay? Just give me a minute because I don't know what is that I click and what is it that I've done. Okay, just give me a second. The following exercise is asking us to look at the sentences in exercise 6A, las que acabamos de revisar ahorita exactamente, and we have to match them with meanings A, E below. ¿Por qué? Porque estamos, as we said before, we are using models of past deduction, but we need the meaning. Entonces ahí tienen 5 significados. El primer significado dice, this wasn't a good idea, but it happened. Letter B says, this was a good idea, but it didn't happen. Okay? Letter C says, it is possible, but not certain that this happened. Letter D says, it is logically certain that this happened. And letter E, it was not possible for this to have happened. Okay? Pero noten, como en estas oraciones que hemos estado trabajando, okay, what we have is models of past deduction as we said before. Entonces tienen might, you have might, have wanted, you have shouldn't, have stolen. Okay, so these are the modals we could use. You have can't, have planned. Okay, you have should have, sorry, you should have, you have might have got, okay, and you have could have been, okay, but these are the modals, okay, luego lo que sigue después del modal es otra cosa, y luego tienen aquí must have been, and then you have couldn't have been, okay, so these are the modals you could use to express past deduction. Acordémonos, there are many more other modals, but we're not using the others. No estamos utilizando, por ejemplo, may, no estamos utilizando, por ejemplo, have to, no estamos utilizando otros modales. Solamente estos pueden utilizarse para past deduction. And these are the uses, ¿ok? Entonces, which of these sentences mean to you that this wasn't a good idea, but it happened? The question is again, which is the modal you use to express this? Angel, please.
I match the first sentences with the number 2.
O sea,
they shouldn't.
Okay, so this wasn't a good idea, but it happened. Yes. So with sentence 2, they shouldn't have stolen such a large amount of money. Okay, entonces, stealing such a large amount of money was not a good idea, but it happened. Okay, so is it better understood, Monica, right now? If I'm using shouldn't, solamente el negativo, no estoy hablando del positivo. If I'm using shouldn't, it's because what happened wasn't a good idea, but it happened. Okay? Thank you, Angel. Jennifer, please, what about letter B? This was a good idea, but it didn't happen. To which sentence did you match it?
I matched it with sentence 3 and sentence 4.
Well, let me tell you that sentence 4 is okay. Sentence 3, no. Sentence 3 means something different. Okay? Entonces, they shouldn't have involved fewer people. They should have involved fewer people. Entonces, esta significa this was a good idea, but didn't happen. Quiere decir que debieron haber involucrado menos gente, pero no involucraron menos gente. Al contrario, ellos involucraron a un montonal de gente. Por eso falló el crimen. Bueno, con esta oración. ¿Ok? Good. Problems, questions, or complaints. Entonces, mucho ojo. Antes habíamos visto que shouldn't era el negativo de should. Aquí cambia un poquito el significado. ¿Ok? No es que no sean opuestos, simplemente transmiten algo diferente. ¿Ok? Entonces, again, shouldn't means this wasn't a good idea, but it happened. Pero si yo utilizo should, this was a good idea, but it didn't happen. Eso es lo que quieren decir shouldn't y should, si los utilizamos for past deduction. ¿Ok? Good. Thank you. Now, the following meaning is, it is possible, but not certain that this happened. Entonces, ¿qué modales puedo usar aquí, Sharon? And which sentences?
Could be, could? Could, for example?
No.
No?
Could, no.
Or might?
Might.
Might, sorry, might.
Ok, entonces, ¿con qué oraciones lo pusiste aquí en letter C?
With 6.
Okay, 6 is one of the possible answers, okay? Porque dice, someone with inside knowledge could have been involved, okay? Es posible, pero no estoy segura de que sucedió. Esa es una, okay? Good. Ricardo, which other sentence expresses this same idea that it is possible but not certain that this happened?
The number 5?
Exactly, because again, we're using might. The 2 million pound reward might have got some informers and other criminals very interested. Pudo. ¿Es posible? No estoy segura. Okay? Good. Alberto, which other sentence is using this, it has the same meaning?
Number 1.
Exactly. Again, we are using might. Okay? Entonces, they might have wanted to use the money in Europe. It's possible, but not certain that this happened. Okay? Thank you. Okay, now what about letter D, Arlette? It is logically certain that this happened.
Number 7.
Number 7, okay, they must have been very careless. That's logical, yes. Any other, Arlette?
No, I only have 7, number 7.
Only have 7, okay. Esther, do you have any other?
Number 8.
No, number 8, no.
Number 2.
No, porque el tuyo la pusimos al principio. This wasn't a good idea, but it happened.
I just put number 8.
Okay, Monica, do you have any other? There is one more.
Teacher?
Yes.
Can I answer?
Yes.
Yes, I think it's number 5, no?
No, porque number 5 ya la pusimos arriba. It is possible, but not certain that this happened.
Okay.
Neither, no. Number 8?
Nope. Number 8, no.
We are in letter D.
Sorry,
it's number 3.
Yes, it's number 3.
Yeah.
But number 3 says, basically, they can't have planned it properly. Okay, it's logically certain that this happened, que no lo planearon. O sea, por lógica no lo planearon. Okay, entonces, can't y must, okay, means logically certain that this happened. Okay, entonces vean como otra observación aquí a este tipo de modales. No tenemos el can, pero sí tenemos el can't. Y el can't significa algo diferente a lo que lo hemos estado utilizando todo este tiempo. ¿Ok? Aquí no tiene que ver con habilidades, ni posibilidades, ni nada. Aquí tiene que ver con something that is logically certain that this happened. And we're talking about the negative form of the can. It's the can't. Okay? Therefore, it was not possible for this to have happened. Okay? So, Brenda, which is the use for this? Which is the meaning, sorry, which sentence, which is the modal for this meaning? Sorry.
I put they must have been very careless, but you say that must is in letter D.
Pero nada más nos queda una, que no hemos ocupado en ningún lado.
The number 8, that it couldn't happen.
Exactly. Entonces, number 8 says, it couldn't have been more successful. Entonces, it was not possible for this to have happened. Okay? Entonces, these are the meanings, guys, you have for these modals. Okay? Entonces, vean cómo se construye este modal, esta forma, este modal for past deduction. The modal perfect is formed with a modal verb. Por eso se llaman modales perfectos. Okay? So you have must, should, whatever, plus have, plus past participle. Pero esos son los únicos modales que podemos utilizar y cada uno tiene un significado específico que yo tengo que entender y que por lo tanto me tengo que memorizar. Entonces, si yo tengo should plus have plus past participle, means that this wasn't a good idea, but it happened. Si yo utilizo should plus have plus past participle, means that this was a good idea, but it didn't happen. If I use might plus have plus past participle, means that it is possible, but not certain that this happened. Si yo utilizo can, must y en algunas ocasiones, y could se puede utilizar también. It is logically certain that this happened. Y la última, couldn't, plus have, plus past participle. It was not possible for this to have happened. Okay? So problems, questions, or complaints up to here? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Teacher?
Yes.
In the letter C, is there any difference between using could or might?
In number
in
letters?
The context, yes.
But what sentence?
The
what
context,
sentence?
The letter C.
Es que letter C, it is possible but not certain that this happens, solamente podemos utilizar might. No could.
Pero también utilizamos could, ¿no?
El letter D. El letter D es could, pero el letter C es might.
Okay.
No, in letter G, we use must, can't, and could.
Podría ser could.
Okay.
No tenemos un ejemplo de eso, pero me refiero entre las oraciones, pero podría ser could. Ok, acuérdense nada más el contexto. ¿Qué significa? Pero luego acuérdense que tenemos también el uso. Entonces aquí entra como más claro lo que he repetido over and over and over. Está la forma, sí. ¿Qué significa esa forma? Y luego el contexto o de dónde utilizo esa forma. ¿Ok? Yes, no, maybe. Entonces, guys, please remember, cuando nos referimos a modals for present deduction, en ese entonces utilizábamos nada más el modal y el más el infinitivo, y en ese entonces hablamos que los únicos modales que se podían utilizar en ese entonces eran must, can't, could, may, and might, y should. ¿Okay? Esos eran los modales para present deduction. Ahorita estamos hablando de modals for past deduction. ¿Okay? Entonces, por eso es que también tenemos unos modales muy específicos para past deduction. ¿Okay? Entonces, remember that generally speaking, we're making guesses or deductions about things in the past, cosas que debieron o no debieron haber sido. ¿Ok? O cosas que no eran buena idea, pero que sucedieron, o cosas que eran buena idea, pero no sucedieron, o cosas así de ese tipo. ¿Ok? Entonces, therefore, we need to make sense on what we are saying. We are making deductions about the past. Okay? So I'm giving you some extra examples to make sure we all understand what is it that we're doing. Okay? Entonces, as I said before, guys, we need to basically remember their meanings and then their uses to be able to understand. Okay? Entonces, please remember that we call them modal perfects, okay, to talk about past deduction, porque lo que sigue el modal es un verbo, es el have y un verbo en pasado participio, es como si fuera un presente perfecto, okay? Entonces, there is a broken window at the back, so the robber must have climbed in there. Entonces, estoy súper seguro, por eso utilizamos el must, porque por la lógica de ver una ventana rota, this is what must have happened, okay? Basically, he can't have climbed in there is too high, or the judge couldn't have given any other sentence but 20 years in prison for a crime like this. ¿Por qué? Porque estamos viendo el contexto que se nos está dando. So you see, you have here must, can't, should, plus have, plus past participle. Esa es la forma general de todos ellos, pero cada uno tiene un uso específico, ¿ok? Entonces, must have, to say it is logically certain that something happened. Can have, to say it is logically certain that something didn't happen. Okay, así como must have es algo que sucedió, can't have es algo que no sucedió. Por eso dice la oración, basically he can't have climbed can have climbed in there. It's too high. La lógica me está diciendo que no pudo haber sucedido. Okay? Couldn't have, to say that something is not possible. Pero vean la diferencia entre lógico y posible. Okay? The judge couldn't have given any other sentence but 20 years in prison for a crime like this. No había otra posibilidad. No es posible que le hayan dado menos años por ese gran crimen que cometió. Okay? Problems, questions, or complaints up to here? Good.
No, teacher.
Great. Entonces, they might have decided to ask the police for help to finish the job more quickly. They should have asked more people to help, and he shouldn't have driven over the speed limit. Okay, entonces vean cómo la forma sigue siendo la misma, pero el contexto es diferente porque cada uno de ellos tiene un significado diferente. Entonces, es posible, y les había dicho que no, es posible, pero los usos también, por eso les digo del contexto, son como muy limitados. Entonces, to say that it's possible, but not certain, that something happened. Possible, not certain, okay? Then, should have. To say something was a good idea, but it didn't. To finish the job more quickly, they should have asked more help, pero no lo hicieron. Era una buena idea que hubiesen contratado a más gente, but they didn't do it, okay? Y el otro es algo que no era buena idea, but it happened. So he shouldn't have driven over the speed limit. No era buena idea, pero aún así él lo hizo. Okay? So problems, questions, or complaints up to here. So as long as you remember the meaning and understand the meaning, you are safe. Okay? So if there are no problems, no questions, no complaints, guys, I'm going to ask you to please answer the grammar exercises you have at the end of the book in the language extra practice reference, okay? Y entonces, let me see what page is that. It's a practice exercise, just to make sure we're all on the same page. It's page 149, okay? So please answer those exercises for next class. And also, please, guys, let's do exercise 7 as a homework for next class, and we're going to check. Exercise 7 says, we're going to do exercise 8 next class too, but also exercise 7. So it says, what are your opinions of the robberies described in this lesson? Solamente de esta lección. Write 5 sentences using modal perfects, then discuss them with a partner. Pero primero van a escribir sus oraciones y las vamos a discutir la siguiente clase. Entonces, the robbers in Sweden shouldn't have used a helicopter, okay? No era buena idea, but it happened. Okay, entonces así quiero que utilicen los demás modales. Next class, we're going to do the speaking activity, and we are going to work on the last lesson, which is lesson 5. And if we are over with that on Wednesday, there is a high chance that we can use Friday to do practice exercises on the whole semester. Okay? So if there are no problems, no questions, no complaints, thank you very much for being here. You are set free. Ya todo el mundo se presentó, ¿verdad?
No, teacher, me no.
Who said me?
Brenda.
Okay. So you are doing it on Wednesday. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. Anyone else besides Brenda?
Teacher, creo que Jenny dijo que en el chat que ella tampoco.
Ella tampoco. Entonces, Jenny y Brenda, next class, please, guys. Okay, so then we are finishing with presentations. Okay, next class, that means on Wednesday. Thank you very much. Presentations, Brenda and Jenny. Okay.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, guys. So thank you very much for being here. If there are no problems, no questions, no complaints, see you guys on Wednesday. Y porfa, vayan echando ojito a todo lo que está antes. Si tienen alguna duda, miércoles sería como el día, o si no, el viernes, pero digo, ya tenemos chance. Okay? Cheryl,
Sure, I have a doubt. Yeah, it's from vocabulary, from lessons will be, well, this section will be looking next class. What is the meaning of watertight? I already searched it, but I still
where is it? Where is it? Because I need the context.
Page, let me check which page it is. 121.
From
Lesson 12.3, student D.
But you need to go to, I mean, page 162, right?
Yep. Oh, sorry.
Page 162. Just give me a second. Page 162. It says, so what was the word? Sorry?
Watertight.
A watertight alibi. It says he has a watertight alibi. That means that this is a very, well, kind of like a informal expression para decir que no había duda. When something is watertight, quiere decir que no tiene fuga. Bueno, la traducción literal sería que no tiene ninguna fuga. ¿Por qué? Porque
ya tiene sentido.
Quiere decir que it means that que la coartada que dio no tenía nada malo, pues, al contrario.
Una firme, una fuerte.
Firme,
okay.
Firme, exactamente.
Ay, es que sí buscaba y decía que era el estanco y yo así de, ¿qué?
No, but this is a different, we need the meaning. We need a different context. Okay, guys, so if there are no problems, no questions, no complaints, you are set free, guys. Okay, so Cheryl, was there any question?
Yes, teacher. Just if the homework is just number 7, and the other is if you could show us the last slide, please.
Wait. The last slide. Okay, just give me a minute. Yes. Wait. Last slide. Okay, this one.
Yes, yes, teacher. Please.
I think this is pretty much it. I don't remember.
Yes.
No, sorry. Yeah, this is it. Is there any problem with the slide? Is there a question about the slide?
No, I just want to read it, but thank you, teacher.
Okay.
See you on Wednesday. Thank you.
See you on Wednesday, guys.
Thank you. See you.
Bye-bye, guys. Bye-bye, guys. My pleasure, guys. Bye-bye. See you. Ricardo, yes, we have a problem.
Teacher, I have 2 questions.
Yes, shoot.
The homework from Wednesday is the exercise number 7, page 121?
Yes.
And the page 149, which exercise?
All the ones that had to do with the grammar or the language. Que serían 149, just give me a second, please. Let me go back to that page. Sí, los de vocabulario los dejo opcionales para que ustedes los realicen, pero los de language son los que dicen grammar 1 y grammar 2. Son 2 ejercicios nada más. Grammar 1 says correct the mistakes in each sentence. And grammar 2 says complete the second sentence using a modal perfect so that it has a similar meaning to the first.
Okay, and we have to start with lesson 12.5?
Exactly. Okay, you could start with that.
Okay, and other question is, en la plataforma que nos va a hacer subir el video para el viernes, ¿se pueden subir videos así ya editados? O sea, que tú le edites antes y ya lo subas, ¿o lo tienes que estar editando ahí mismo?
No lo sé. Según yo, se graba directamente en la plataforma.
Ok.
Pero la verdad es que no me acuerdo. Es que no sé si le hayan hecho alguna adaptación a esa plataforma, pero mira, si ya lo tienen hecho y no lo quieren subir a Flipgrid, me lo pueden mandar o me lo pueden compartir por Drive. O si, si tienen canal de YouTube, también lo pueden hacer por su canal de YouTube y además me mandan la liga. La ventaja de tenerlo en Flipgrid es que todos pueden ver los videos de todos.
Sí, es que yo tenía la duda porque como yo tengo editor de video, pues como que es más fácil mover ahí la edición del video, pero pues yo le preguntaba para pues no trabajar doble de editarlo aquí y después pues tenerlo que volver a hacer en la plataforma.
Sí, la verdad no me acuerdo.
Yo no
Pero,
investigo ya.
si no, si lo más fácil es para ustedes hacerlo, como te digo, si tienen su canal de YouTube y, bueno, no canal pues, pero pueden subir sus videos, nada más me comparten la liga, la verdad no pasa nada.
Ok, teacher.
Okay.